Hello everyone and welcome to Lake Placid, New York and historic Herb Brooks Arena for today's ECAC hockey semifinal matchup between top-seeded Cornell University and 7th-seeded Princeton here on 11 Sports. We have a good one on our hands this afternoon, folks. It's Princeton and Cornell from Herb Brooks Arena, 1980 rink. As we take a look at the bracket coming into today, two games. It's Princeton and Cornell first, then our second semifinal, 4th seed Harvard and 3rd seed Clarkson. As we are joined by Dan Frigian. And Dan, two exciting games beginning with our first semifinal here today.
Well, there should be a lot of offense, big ice surface out there with the Olympic sheet. Cornell plays very good defensively, and Princeton's very good offensively.
Speaking of Cornell and Mitch Vanderlyn, he is one of the co-captains for the Big Red. As we take a look at him on the ice, they're getting ready for this one. 3 goals last weekend in their playoff series win.
Well, Coach Schaefer's happy he's back. He plays with a lot of energy. He's your typical power forward, and the team really follows his lead.
And for Princeton, it's Max Ferrano, Dan, one of the high-powered forwards for this Tigers offense.
Yeah, he's out of Ottawa. He leads the nation in assists per game, and he's second in the nation in points per game. He also leads the Tigers with the point, 53.
We'll have the opening draw coming up in just a moment here on 11 Sports. We welcome you back inside Herb Brooks Arena, 1980 rink, for our first semifinal matchup. Cornell, and you get a look at Matthew Golida, the ECAC hockey goalie of the year, as just a freshman, having one of the better freshman years you could have between the pipes for Cornell. See that 94% save percentage and giving up under a goal and a half on the season. And at the other end is Ryan Ferland, another freshman Ferland from Franklin, Massachusetts. Not the numbers from Galida, but he's helped his Princeton team on the great run they've had of late.
Yeah, definitely. I remember Coach Fogarty said that he met with him and said, hey, listen, if you let in a goal, don't worry about it. Let in 3 goals, don't worry about it. We can score. Any more than 3, now you're on thin ice.
Underway here in this Olympic ice sheet. Princeton in black and orange. Cornell in their home whites, the traditional white helmet. Red pants. Just worked to the corner for Alex Green. Big Red looked to break to center. There's Mitch Vanderlyn off his skate. And carried in and flipped in deep by Brendan Locke, center on that line. Tigers back the other way. It's Alex Ritchie, junior from Oakville, Ontario, sending it back to his own zone. Princeton going to feel this one out early. Looking to dump it in there was Max Becker. It was broken up. Cornell will chip it back out to center, hit the lines. We have a whistle and an offside. The first whistle of the game.
Well, that's one of the things Cornell's going to be trying to do is take away time and space at their own defensive blue line. Princeton likes to attack the zone with speed, kick it wide, and then attack the net. They don't cycle very often.
Face-off coming up here. Officials today, the referees Brian Hicks, C.J. Hannafin, linesman Jason Shaddy, Dimitri Antipin. As it's going to be worked into the near corner by the Tigers. 4 Big Red over there, and they finally work it free. Nuttall, a little bit of space at center ice for Cornell. Now into the slot, a shot and a glove save by Ferland. He holds on. We'll take a look at Mike Schaefer, 23rd year as the head coach of the Cornell Big Red.
Yeah, I was watching practice yesterday, and you know, the pace, he's got excellent pace in his practice, and I said, you know, you've really got good pace. The guys are working hard. He goes, hey, I've been doing the same thing for 23 years. They know what's coming. All I'm looking for is high energy.
Face-off win for the Tigers. They look to break out here. An high-powered offense. They'll be challenged here once again against this Cornell team, the best defensive scoring team in the country. Here's Betts now into the zone. Throws one towards the net. Took a deflection. Gathered in again by Mullen, who's come on as of late. Tristan Mullen. Kept in the zone, no. Moved out to center. Maybe a chance to break 3-on-2. Robinson into the skate that time of Creasy. And now Creasy again. Fed across. Shot comes in wide. A goal. There's Robinson again. Into the slot. One-timer was blocked away. Nice block in front by Brendan Smith. Cornell happy to have him back after a mid-season injury. But pretty healthy coming into the semifinal are the Big Red. Wrapped up the wall from Malott. Eludes him. Played by Tom. He didn't get a lot on the pass. Now Malott throwing his body around. Keeps it in the zone. Twisting it down low. In the corner. Sterrett hands it off. Now walking in. Caldas, a wraparound try, and Ferland makes the save. There's Yanni Caldas again. Sterrett waiting at the point, throws it wide, a goal. Looks like it was blocked by Keenan. Poke to the half wall. And the Tigers will move it to center. And they'll flip it deep as Fallon. And we get a whistle here.
I think it hit somebody on the bench.
I think you're right.
That's something you're going to see Cornell do. They do a great job.
As you look at Ron Fogarty. I know you have a nice story about him last time he was here, but he's turned this Princeton program around in a hurry.
Yeah, he certainly has. Just done an excellent job and communicates well with the guys. And you know what? They all listen to him. They're intelligent kids at Princeton University. And he said, listen, I'm giving you the formula for success. All you got to do is follow it and execute it.
Face-off coming up here. A little bit of a slow start. 2.5 minutes in. Cornell and Princeton. Happy you're joining us here this afternoon. Brendan Locke into the zone. Hands it off for McCray. And Alec McCray in deep, junior out of El Cajon, California. Tigers trying to lob it up the walls. The big body of Anthony Angelo keeping it alive. Now lifted in the air out to center. Gathered in by Smith. They go across to McCray. ECAC hockey best defensive D-man is Alec McCray. As it's moved into the zone, a shot, a save by Ferland, swept to the corner. Cornell looking the more dangerous of the two teams early. Ritchie trying to find some room, gives it away. Into the slot, fed out by Donaldson. Here's Green. Back across, now Caldas in, a shot that was blocked by bodies in front. Donaldson will track it down. All Big Red early. It's flipped towards the point, kept in by Caldas, no. Forced to center by Verano. Now Caldas down the middle. Good two-way defenseman. A lot of offensive skill for this Cornell team. That's flipped to the near corner off the stick of Donaldson. Kept alive there by Cody Heiskanen, sophomore from Fargo, North Dakota. Oh, another one of these good skating defensemen for Cornell. Heiskanen again. Chipped out to center, now a chance to break. 2-on-1 down low. Rauter got turned around in the circle. Good back check that time by Liam Grande.
I'm surprised Rauter didn't stay on his forehand there.
Shot coming, deflected over the top on the try by Kyle Betts, freshman from Flasherton, Ontario. Little wrap back around to the corner. Pinching in is Nuttall. Taken back over by the Tigers, who haven't seen a whole lot of the puck so far. Now a two-line pass is broken up. Back to pick it up is Starrett. Bo Starrett, junior from Bellingham, Massachusetts. 10 points in 30 games on the year. Lobbed in by the Big Red, they'll send two in. Puck bottled up, McRae will pitch up the wall. It's a hand on it. He's tied up there. Malott help behind by Topatich for Princeton. And now center ice, Jackson Cressy, sophomore from West Vancouver, BC. Breaks in, tight angle shot goes wide to Galida. This will ring all the way out. Back to the Tigers' end.
What you'll find with both of these teams, Perry, they both like to activate their defense in the offense, not just through the neutral zone, but also inside in the offensive zone.
Backhand feed across by Robinson, gathered in by Halsey. Taken right back over by Caldas. Caldas, little bit of a mishandle. Chips it off the wall. Angelo has it lost in his equipment. It'll be flipped back into the Cornell end, and Caldas back to get it. A little bit of pressure comes from Paganelli, and it's the Big Red to move to center. Caldas lobbing it in. Big hit thrown along the wall in front of the Cornell bench. Both benches on the same side of the ice. It is a factor. Teams have to make the long change. As it'll be moved out by Cornell. 13:40 to play in the first. Walking in Yates, a shot that goes wide. Karam's off the glass. Gathered in again by Yates. And now picked back up on the far side. Barron, Logan Barron walking in. Barron, a tight angle shot, pad save. Rebound loose, put over the top by Yates. And that'll head out of play. And we will step aside here. No score early here in this first period. You're watching ECAC Hockey on 11 Sports. Matthew Galida, freshman from Aurora, Ontario, won just about every award in the book so far this year. Also a semifinalist, the Mike Richter Award. Former Victoria Grizzly in that for Cornell. Looking for his first shot, I believe, as it's deflected off a skate. Princeton trying to clear it right onto the tape of Rauter, keeps it in. Rauter in the corner, dueling there with Reed Yoakum for Princeton. And now Rauter looking for the wraparound, pulls it out runs out of room, but does a nice job to keep the play alive in the offensive zone for Green. Mullen twisting it down low. Near chance there for Betts, but once again it's the Big Red keeping the zone at the blue line. Back behind it goes. Finally a chance for Princeton to break out as Cornell's changing here. And again it's Caldas breaking things up. Fiegel takes a hit along the wall. Malott, now Sterrett. Here's Sterrett. Still on the move, using that long reach to get inside. Trying to work around Verano. Still Sterrett. Back for Malott. This is a big line out there right now for Cornell.
Well, this
those
is
two bodies.
Yeah, sorry, Perry. This is the area where Coach Fogarty thinks they have to be real good, is below the goal line, along the wall, winning those one-on-one battles and the scrums.
Now Princeton changing as they wrap it in. Comes all the way out of the zone. Jared Fiegel picks it up there. Fiegel walking in, takes a shot right on and a save by Ferland. Indirect to the point for Locke. Tip to center. Here's Teves. Most offensive-minded defenseman for Princeton. Feeds it in. It'll be gathered in by Germain. Haskinen for Cornell. Good stretch pass. Here's Angelo. 1-on-2. Elects to take it down low and is poked away by Teves. 11.5 to go first period. No score here. Cornell and Princeton. Loose puck at center ice. Who wants it? It's Anthony Angelo, the top point getter for the Big Red. Hands it off there. Brendan Locke, freshman from Iroquois Falls, Ontario. Stops in the circle. Nice feed back to the blue line. Donaldson waiting. Fed across for Yates just off the bench. Yates in the corner now. Takes a hard hit, goes down. Lifted out to center by Robinson, and Cornell will restart again. But Dan, what's Cornell trying to do here?
Well, they're playing a puck possession game. You know, they want to have the puck. They don't want to be chasing the puck. And so far, they've had it, and they've been forcing Princeton to play defense. Ferland
makes another save. A lot of these shots, though, right into the midsection. Ferland hasn't been really challenged early on, although they have had the benefit of more shots on goal.
Yeah, they need to get some screens in front of the net and take the eyes away.
Pretty clean look there. You can see for Ferland on Donaldson's try.
Yeah, he's out top of the paint, down in his butterfly style.
Face off here leaves the zone. Matthew Galida, this might be his first touch of the puck, and we're almost halfway through the first period.
Always a challenge for the goaltender when your team is getting some good shots and playing puck possession. You got to stay focused, got to stay in it.
Almost feel like Cornell needs a goal out of all of this pressure. Princeton bouncing puck at center. Poked on by Verano. Into the zone they come. Kuffner dropped it back. Nobody home. Might have been deflected. Either way, that top Princeton line will head back to the bench. It'll be Smith for Cornell. Quickly ahead. And Barron drops it off. Wrist shot coming. Easily sticked away again by Ferland. And we get a whistle and a hand pass called. Just about halfway through this first period, and Princeton has to be happy with the fact they haven't allowed a goal despite the fact they have not had too much offense going.
No, they haven't. I mean, like I said, they've been forced to play defense. The goaltender seems like he's very focused, but they need to get some offensive time into the zone, and that's going to start off the rush. Cornell's doing a good job of clogging up the neutral zone.
Squad locker is easy, no hassle, custom way to get.
We'll be back in just a moment here on 11 Sports.
Visit the Squad Locker. Instantly launch an online store. Build your store now.
Anthony Angelo, ECAC hockey second-teamer. Led the NCAA hockey with 9 goals in January. They're going to look to him to score as this team goes on in the postseason.
Definitely. He's got good size and he's got a real good shot. And of course, drafted by the Pittsburgh Penguins. One of 6 NHL draft picks on this Cornell squad.
Center ice, Kuffner. Run into by Locke, and just not a lot of room in the neutral zone right now for Princeton. Teves passes it back. Tom has to go out to get it. Up the wall and deep. There. Well, this went down for icing as Verano just lifted his skate and let it go all the way down the ice.
Yeah, they seem to be a little out of sync. Looks like Cornell, their experience in being here has been paying off so far in this first period. They seem very comfortable taking the play to Princeton thus far and settling into this game.
Draw coming up in the Princeton zone. Someone's a little bit early. No one gets tossed. Clean win by Ritchie. And now shot in by the Tigers, Ryan Kuffner. Having an all-time year for the Tigers. Malott takes a hit, hands it off for Sterrett. Sterrett makes a move. Sterrett in, backhand try, and a save by Ferland. He's created some room on his own, as Bo Sterrett early in this one.
Yeah, that started off the breakout. You've got Sterrett coming down below the puck to pick it up and leads the rush. Not much you could do there other than a backhand.
Not a bad shot, though. Another draw here. Both of these teams pretty good in the face-off circle. Tigers maybe just looking for something to get them going. Maybe draw a penalty. Their power play, of course, tops in the country, where they score a lot of their goals. There's a tie-up. Grabowski trying to get away from Barron. Gathered in by the Tigers. Matt Nelson on for Grande. Stick handling in, a wrist shot, and there's a save for Galina. A good step and a half outside the crease, and then the Tigers gets dumped into the net there by Donaldson.
Yeah. Donaldson with a little extracurricular activity here.
That's the kind of rush Princeton's looking for, though, Coach.
Yeah, it is. You know, you saw they want to generate speed here, coming through the neutral zone and attacking that offensive blue line with speed.
Max Becker just 3 goals on the year, 5 assists, but he's senior from Orange, California. Showed some nice drive into the zone. Got into a good spot. Face off in the Cornell zone now. I know it's just the first period, but the longer this one stays tied, the top seed has to feel a little bit more of that pressure.
Well, you leave a team linger around. You want to put them away early, but again, Princeton doing a real good job. In spite of, you know, I wouldn't say they've been outplayed right to this point, but they certainly haven't had a lot of offensive pressure or puck possession.
Germain pinned up and Nuttall out, trying to find Angelo breaking. One good Princeton stick separated Angelo from a breakaway. It'll be gathered in by Liam Grande, sophomore from Whitby, Ontario. Hit thrown on Nelson. Puck played across. Gathered in by Grabowski. He'll ring it in. Full change for Princeton. Lida stops it behind for Caldas. He'll start the breakout for Cornell. Green tipped into the zone by Malott, or did he? No, icing on Cornell.
Well, one of the things that both coaches talked about that was going to be real important in this game was discipline. And so far, both teams have been excellent at it.
Certainly, you don't want to take a penalty. A lot of good power play. Look at all the teams in this that are left, the final 4. You don't want to go on the kill in this one, especially with goals at a premium, as this game has suggested early on. Malott will carry it in. Flip it across, but Cornell will back off a bit as the Tigers take over. Robinson in. Wrist shot was blocked by the defense. May have been Caldas. Robinson again on the puck. And now Cressy to the point. Slap shot coming. Saved by Galida. He'll hold on to that, but Princeton inching forward here on that try there by Tepatic, getting some shots on goal and getting their offense going just a hair.
Yeah, they have to win those battles along the boards. They kick it back to the defenseman. He wastes no time getting a shot on goal. Galata's there for the save.
Derek Tepatic, a sophomore from Mississauga, Ontario. 2 goals, 8 assists. He's played in all 33 games for Princeton. Improving their defense was something they had to do over the last couple years to make their way into the top 4 as they have.
Yeah, they have. I mean, Tevis, one of the top offensive defensemen in the nation.
Absolutely. Heiskanen up the wall. Cornell the center. Yates threw it off a skate. Gathered in by Nuttall. Wrapped up the wall. Here's Donaldson at just 5'7", 5'8" from Pittsboro, North Carolina. This one comes in on goal, sticked into the netting, and we'll have a draw coming up in the Tigers' end. 7:23 to go, first period. And fans looking for something to cheer about here. Good crowd on hand so far this afternoon game.
Yeah. You know what? This kind of plays into Princeton's game. They play with a lot of patience. So I'm sure that Coach Fogarty and the Tigers aren't concerned about the fact that they really haven't had that many scoring opportunities.
So they can score in a flash. The puck is moved out to center ice by Jeremy Germain. Turn right back around. Here's Nuttall lifting it in the air. Tevis back to get it. It's a bit of a screen there from Tom, and now it's Tevis on the move. Into the slot, he's triple teamed, lost the puck. Picked up by Donaldson. On for Yates. Trevor Yates in. Waiting for reinforcements. Here's McRae. Thrown towards goal, hit a skate, picked up by Grabowski. Left behind. And since it seemed like Grabowski was the only one who knew where that puck went, he'll go back and pick it up himself. As Princeton will complete a change here. Tigers looking to break out. And into the zone, it's the Tigers. Kuffner. He's bottled up and lost the puck. Router on for Smith. Tie up in the corner. Pops free. Mullen lifted high in the air. Battle for it there. Grabowski and Betts. Betts wins it. Sent across, but it didn't see Ritchie. And he'll flip it to center. A blind backhand, turned back around. Vanderlyn all by himself in the offensive zone. Nearly tripped up, stays on his feet. He'll cycle. Ritchie poked free. Mullen. And now Kuffner. Cornell fans making some noise here. Under 6 to go in the first. Locke back to pick it up for Cornell. Played behind by Green. And now Caldas. Pass hit the linesman on the far side, but Cornell moves it in the zone anyway.
Pretty good bounce.
Yeah, good bounce for them. Yoakum back behind. And now on to center. Into the zone come the Tigers. A wrist shot that goes just wide along the ice. To the point, Cressy trying to feed it down low for Halsey. And that one will leave the zone. Another good rush there for the Tigers. They seem to be picking up momentum as this first period has gone along. Now Yoakum again. To center ice, and now McRae goes D to D for Smith. Brendan Smith, junior from Centennial, Colorado, gets it to center ice. Big Redder onside. Donaldson turning in the corner. Still Donaldson trying to feed it across for Yates. Too many sticks and bodies in the way there. But another fortuitous Cornell bounce keeps the puck in the zone. Now Donaldson again looking to center. Off a skate. They score! Trevor Yates. And it's 1-0 Cornell.
Well, he did a great job. Yates was down low. He moved that puck behind the net from the corner and then beat his guy out of the corner. An errant bounce off the skate, and he puts that in a wide open net. Thank you very much.
Yates with his 12th of the year, the senior from Beaconsfield, Quebec, has Cornell on the board, and that's just kind of bounce you get in a game like this.
No question. Here it is right here. It's coming off, goes off a skate. See how he beats his guy out of the corner? As a defenseman, you want to come out of that corner with the forward.
Yeah, he did not. He was all by himself, and Trevor Yates with a big goal, and it's been a scoring by committee this year for Cornell. I'd say 12 goals. He's one of the leaders in goal scoring for the Big Red, but it seems like on any given night it can be any player top to bottom, top line to fourth line.
Well, he likes to shoot the puck, and he's had a couple opportunities early on in the game here. He missed a couple of shots high, but I just recognized there on the replay that the defenseman lost his stick, and that's why he was so late coming out of the corner. He was picking it up.
1-0 Cornell here. See Matthew Galida would make a couple of stops here. First goal for Yates since January 6th. It's a 17-game span, so he breaks a bit of a spell there.
Yeah, he's had a little bit of a dry spell. As a matter of fact, it's been a going joke in the Cornell locker room.
Vanderland across, and now the Cornell faithful. Tipped in deep. And now Vanderland steps through a check. Angelo. Cornell with a 1-0 lead. They'll try to put the clamps down. So a long way to go, obviously, but they're doing what they want to in this one so far. Tevis pass broken up. Angelo steals it away. He gets hooked a bit. Gathered in by Tom. Pops back to Angelo. Back to Green. At the line. Wrist shot coming. Saved by Ferland. Don't know if he saw it all the way. Gathered in again, though, by Betts. Looking to cycle. Now Mullen out of the corner. Trying to walk it in front, and he puts it wide. Router. All Big Red right now. That one's wristed wide. Caldas in the corner, pinching up the wall. Yanni Caldas all the way around the net. Centering pass, good stick by Ferland, the goaltender, to bring up that centering pass. And now a tie-up at center. Good hit by Caldas, and a penalty coming. As we will head to break, as Cornell is taking a 1-0 lead.
Fans, don't forget to visit the championship merchandise stand located on the concourse level. Entranceway to get your official championship merchandise gear, game program, and puck.
Cornell has taken a 1-0 lead here on Princeton, but the Tigers are headed to the power play here. #1 in the country at over 29%, and just what the doctor ordered, really.
Yeah, this is where they have confidence of scoring a goal, when they're on the power play. And Coach Fogarty recognizes the fact that it can change the momentum of a hockey game. So they're going to be looking to get one here. And you got a top unit out there. Watch for Kuffner on the back door. Of course, he likes to move and rotate around the top as well.
And the man at the near hash marks, David Hollisey. 3 power play goals this year against Cornell. He likes to feast on the man advantage as well, and here he is. Hollisey back to the point. And having to wait for it there was Verano, and he'll get it back. Tevis. Back to Verano. 4 forwards out there on the man advantage. Tevis a shot wristed wide. Hit off the back of the net. Gathered in again by the Tigers. Betts nearly stole it away. And here's Tevis again. Cressy. And now Tevis. Chip pass in front. Saved by Galida. He'll cover up with the blocker hand. A big time save on Jackson Cressy right in the slot.
Well, you can see the sweet hands there. He set that saucer, trying to lay it flat. I don't know if it ever landed, but Hollisey just picked it right out of the air. We'll take another look at it here. Looks like he took that right out of midair.
Halsey 17 goals on the season, 8 of them on the power play. This plays just like that. You can see why.
Exactly. He's got a nice pair of mitts.
Face-off win for Cornell. Still on the kill. Another minute and a half. Tevis keeps it at the line, and he takes a high hit from Betts. And we play on. Here's Kuffner. Tevis still shaken up at neutral zone. Back into the play on the puck. Tevis for Kuffner. Snapped across. Lots of room to work on this Olympic sheet for Princeton on his first power play. They nearly give it away. Now do. It was Cressy, stolen away by Nuttall, and clears it down.
I think Cornell got away with one there. As a matter of fact, I thought that was more of a penalty infraction than the one they called.
50 seconds left on the man advantage, as Josh Tevis will play. Junior from Calgary, Alberta. Leads all NCAA Division I defensemen at 1.11 points per game. As we take a look at that hit at the line that Dan thought was a penalty. A bit of a high hit there on Betts.
I think he caught him with a cross check.
And you mentioned Tevis slow to get up there, and Cornell maybe lucky not to be down 2 men here. 42 to go on the power play for Princeton. They move it across the line. Verano on for Kuffner. Here's Tevis. That one skipped a bit on Kuffner. And now Cressy back up top, fake a shot. Off the stick of Verano. So a slow start to this one. Tevis again. A little bit out of source. That one's flipped on goal on the backhand by Halsey. Back to the point for Tevis. Moving in, Cressy. Tevis. Verano at the bottom of the circle. His pass was broken up again, and McCray will clear it down. They'll do it for the power play. Under a minute to go in the period.
Cornell did a great job with smart sticks. They got their sticks down in the passing lane, taking away the slot, because that's where Princeton likes to go with that puck.
Big Red look to break out here. 39 to go in the frame. Becker back. Connects there with Nelson. And now Robinson, one of the co-captains for Princeton. He'll shoot it in. Gathered in by Nuttall. Cody Heiskanen for Cornell. Pass Vanderlyn. He'll pick it up anyway. Mitch Vanderlyn with Cornell leading 1-0. Trying to add one late. Brendan Locke tied up in the corner. Chipped but not out. Kept in here. 6 seconds to go in the frame. They'll be flipped along. Cornell's changing, at least partially. They're still able to keep the play alive, and that'll do it for period number 1. And Dan, just what Cornell was looking for in this period. They held a lot of the possession. They eventually got a goal and a good bounce for them, but and they survived the Princeton power play all in one period.
Yeah, their passing has been a lot crisper. They seem to have fallen into this game and settled in real early, and it's kind of put Princeton back on their heels.
Shots 10-4 through the first 20 minutes, and real indicative of how that first period went. Cornell doing a lot of offensive zone puck possession time, and Princeton, they like to move on the rush. We talked about it. They like to try to create chances off the rush, not too much set up in the offensive zone. That's what they've done, but they haven't been able to beat Galida yet. Yeah,
and you know what? That was a big kill by Cornell, because that's how they like to, get back into hockey games here, is on the power play.
Joining us now, ice side, Alex Rauter, captain from Chatham, New Jersey. Alex, thanks for joining us here.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Not too bad. And Dan Fridge and Perry Lascaris up here. Good first period for you guys. Obviously, you're able to kill off that penalty late, but how big was that goal you got on the bounce there?
Oh, that was a huge goal. I mean, obviously, that line's been flying for us all year, Cam, Barron, and Yatesy. And I know Yatesy's been a little snake bitten, but he's been playing great all year, and so that was a huge goal for us.
Yeah, I see that. And, you had a lot of puck possession there. Is that something you guys have talked about as far as playing Princeton is concerned, or is that just more your style and your identity?
That's more just a staple of our game. We try to play a possession game as much as we can and force other teams to take the puck from us. And, with the skill level and the creativity of the guys on our team, it really helps us.
All right, Alex, thanks so much for joining us here.
Thank you so much, guys.
Alex Rauter, one of the co-captains for Cornell. We'll be back in just a bit from class from 1980 rink here. You're watching ECAC Hockey Semifinal on 11 Sports.
Class of night.
Okay.
Yep.
Mention the score and what do we got for time on that? What should I call that? Okay. Small town, big dreams. Okay. Yep. Welcome you back inside Herb Brooks Arena, where Trevor Yates has given Cornell a 1-0 lead after 1 period of play. We'll send you to our feature, Small Town, Big Dreams.
There is no offseason for Cam Atkinson. No time to rest or get comfortable. He works as if his roster spot with the Columbus Blue Jackets is never guaranteed and is fiercely driven to quiet the critics who have always doubted him.
You know, I still hear till this day that I'll never reach this level or score this amount of goals or get this amount of points or make it to an All-Star game. So, you know what? That's what fuels my fire.
At just 5'8", Atkinson is one of the smallest players in the NHL, but plays with a big heart and speed that can blind you. Last year, the 6-year veteran had a breakout season, scoring 35 goals while earning his first All-Star appearance. However, he's far from satisfied.
I still feel like I have a whole nother gear that I could reach in the NHL as a player, individually. So I still feel like I'm hitting my peak potential.
To get there, Atkinson grinds it out in the weight room 4 times a week, pushing himself to the limit. You can't see the chip on his shoulder, but it is large. He was always considered to be too small and not strong enough. And while growing up in tiny Riverside, Connecticut, not exactly a hotbed for hockey, Atkinson had to do extraordinary things just to get noticed.
Wherever you come from, I use that as motivation to prove people wrong and to work that much harder. And that's the secret in my mind that has gotten me to the next level and obviously have success.
Atkinson has earned success at nearly every level of the game he's played at. He helped Boston College to a national championship in 2010 and became an NHL All-Star 7 years later. In the process, he's morphed into a role model for pint-sized players, just like him.
I mean, I've had a lot of guys come up to me, smaller guys, and, you know, obviously congratulate me, and they see me as, you know, if I can make it, you know, maybe I have a good shot at making it as well.
He's here.
I haven't left.
Okay. Are these them we're seeing right now? Cool. Oof. Ooh, that hit. It hit
Halsey.
Halsey, yeah. Yep. So just start talking highlights. Okay. Okay. About how many highlights are we looking at, out of curiosity? How many highlights, just out of curiosity? Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. Okay. The last highlight's the goal? Sorry. Okay. Delay, I'm done. One nothing Cornell after one period of play. As we take a look at some of the highlights from the opening frame, Dan, all Cornell early, some early chances as well.
Well, that was a good shot by Yates again, coming in. He puts that one over the net.
You have Donaldson ripping one on goal. Furland was challenged early on in this one, Ryan Furland, and stood the task early.
There's a backhand. You see how he's out in his butterfly position. Here's an opportunity for Cornell, Galida on his game.
And you have the pass in front, good bounce. We talked about it. Hit off the skate there of Halsey on its way in, and Yates was able to bury it.
That was a ricochet rabbit. I think that went off two skates, and thank you very much, Mr. Yates.
We'll be right back here in Lake Placid. In the second period?
What's that?
Do you want to tell your quick forwardy story in the second period?
Sure, yeah.
Seems like a good time for it.
Yep.
Cool. Is this stats in the second? Or first? Oh, okay. No, I saw that too. Sure. We have them up here, so I can at least look at them. The physical stats.
The only thing they don't give us is face-offs.
They're on the next page. There's a third page.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Yep. They're One nothing Cornell here after one period of play, and a goal by Trevor Yates from Cam Donaldson coming at 15:38, the only tally in this one. Some Cornell fans checking things out. We'll be back in the second period in just a moment on 11 Sports.
The offseason in hockey has become almost as important as the real one. It's a time to push limits, exceed them, and set the tone for an 82-game grind. Ben Prentice is a fitness guru and the top choice of a lot of NHL players to get them in tip-top shape.
You think about training with the best and being with the best, and Ben's the best around.
Prentice has 22 years of experience in the personal training business. Few have the NHL clientele Prentice does. He's worked with all-stars like Jonathan Quick, Max Pacioretty, Atkinson, and countless others.
I would like to think it's because I care so much and they can sense that I'm all in with everything I do. You couple hard work and dedication with being smart, I think that's probably a reason.
Prentice put every athlete through an exhaustive evaluation before they begin to train. From the data gathered, he then designs a program tailor-made for each player.
I think when it comes down to it, this program is just so detail-oriented. And when you're really kind of getting into the nitty-gritty and working on the details here, I think that carries over into everything in your life, really, and definitely extends into hockey, too.
There is an electric vibe that permeates Prentice's facility in Stamford, Connecticut, but there is no screaming or yelling that's needed to get the job done.
I think the gym reflects me in terms of his personality, and that we want to have a nice atmosphere, but we want to go hard and be the best.
The NHL game has gone through significant changes in the style of play over the years, and Prentice has had to adjust his program to accommodate the times. It's gone from a rough and tough, clutch and grab league to a power and finesse one. His clients know that if they put the work in, they will see the results.
I've been with him for 6 years, and every single year I improve, and my numbers get better and better every single year. So hopefully, we continue, and it's the best thing I've done.
It's exciting to really see them change with their body, not only physically, but mentally as well. They gain more confidence, and then that shows on the ice.
Back at Herb Brooks Arena, getting set for period number 2. It's the 7th seed Princeton Tigers and the top seed Cornell Big Red. And the Big Red with the top winning percentage in the country, 25 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws, and kind of showing why. That not necessarily the most flashy team, Dan, but they're getting it done here so far tonight through one period.
Well, they've been very consistent with their play all season long, and they prepare real well, they work real hard, and their depth is their strength. And when you talk about primary scoring, I'd have to say that their secondary scoring happens to be their primary scoring. They just got, all 4 lines that can hurt you.
That's what Coach Schaefer, I think he alluded to that midweek during the media call. As we are underway in the second. Ryan Kuffner throwing it towards goal, skipped on through. Verano was there in front, either providing a screen or trying to redirect the shot. As it'll be gathered in again. This time it's Ritchie poked free. Verano behind the net, centering out in front. Comes free to Tom. He'll fire wide. Now Verano again. Looks to cycle. Kuffner takes the hit from Angelo. Tom in deep, the defenseman. Will be gathered in by Cornell. Breaking to center. Good outlet pass for Vanderlyn. Vandalin lost it on the stick handle. McCray over to get it for the Big Red. He'll shoot it in. Just underway in the second period. First of our two semifinals. That took a funny hop off the glass. One of the stanchions there. You have to be aware they'll stick out of the glass, and you can get a hop or two throughout the game.
No question. You tell the goaltender to stay in his net if that puck's up on the glass, because as you can see, those extensions, they'll kick out on you.
Puck down the middle of the ice past Fiegel. This should be icing on Cornell, and we get a stoppage in play just about a minute in. Princeton surely has the firepower to score at any time, so a one-goal deficit shouldn't worry them too much, especially at this point of the game.
Not at all. On the flip side, though, Cornell is very comfortable. You know, they know that they can win hockey games 1-0, 2-1, so they're very, very comfortable with a lead. And the toughest thing to do in this league, with such great defense that's played by the teams, and of course, that's not to mention the goaltending, is playing from behind.
Matthew Galida hands it off. Now Smith up the wall, tipped in by Fiegel. Will be gathered in by Matt Nelson. Nelson back on it behind the Tigers goal. Senior from Edina, Minnesota. Former Omaha Lancer. Move it ahead. Wrapped around by the Tigers. Waiting for it at the wall was Tristan Mullen. Freshman forward. Cornell with a little bit of a miscommunication, but they have plenty of numbers around the puck and they're able to work it free. Kicked off Mullen's skate in deep by Rauter. Nuttall poking at it. Pop free to Mullen again. He's wrapped up now by Grabowski. Continue to duel away in the corner. It's Mullen. He's trying to get away from Grabowski. Good battle going on. Now Mullen goes down. Penalty coming up here, and that you kind of had a feeling that was going to end with something, the way those guys were scrapping along the wall.
Well, Mullen did a great job. He's a big body, 6'2", 193. He's protecting the puck. I think he's somewhat frustrated the Cornell defenseman is trying to get that puck from him. Here's another look at it. That's not the way you get the puck from your opponent, and Grabowski will sit for 2 minutes.
Grabowski, the co-captains, Joe Grabowski for Princeton, senior from Lawrenceville, New Jersey. Now we get the Cornell power play for the first time. 18% on the year. Princeton PK just under 80% on the season. Donaldson down low, right in front looking for Yates. Already has the goal today. Poke free, however. Cornell will reset. McCray. Angelo. He plays catch on the far side. Now McCray again. Donaldson waiting. Up top, McCray. Back to Donaldson. 3 minutes into the second. Cornell with the first period goal. That's been it. Donaldson looking for the redirect in front. Had Angelo. Just couldn't steer it on frame. Yates again. Poked in the air. Glove down. Kept in the zone momentarily by Locke, but now it's swept down. And a chance for a change for the Tigers. Big clearance there. That PK unit was on for the first 40 seconds there.
Yates has to be careful there. He's way up high near his offensive blue line. That's the last place you want to turn the puck over.
Drop pass at center for Rauter. Rauter into the zone. Tom stops him up, given away to Barron. He'll drop it back to the point for Caldas. A wrist shot over the top of the net. At the side of the cage now, and sliding across was Furlan to try and cover it up. Mullen couldn't get his stick on it, but he is back on it now. Rauter takes a hit from Cressy, and now it'll be cleared down ice by the Tigers once again.
You can see the Tigers are bringing all three guys down low just in case that puck squirts loose between the goal line and the boards, and then they jump on it, and it's out of the zone.
Caldas maneuvering into the zone. It was knocked out of the air by Verano. Back out to center for McCray once more. Alec McCray, junior, former Waterloo Blackhawk. Move it in far side for Angelo. Now a centering pass looking for a Locke. Broken up nicely and cleared again by Princeton. That'll do it for the power play. Both teams are now 0 for 1. Cornell had their man advantage. Or excuse me, Princeton had its man advantage back in the first period. They had one shot. on that try. Now in deep, walking it out in front. Good try that time. I believe it was Mullen, or McCray, the defenseman rather. Flipped it in front, but it was knocked away. Now Hollisey into the zone, feeding it across through everybody. Worked up the wall by Angelo, lifted in the air, kept in. And the shot was deflected up high into the netting. And we get a stoppage in play. 14:56 to go in the second. 1-0 is the Big Red lead.
Well, Hollisey tried to get a quick shot on goal. He had Jackson Cressy right in front of the net, wide open. But Cornell got their stick on it. It's up into the netting.
Draw coming up here to the right side of Matthew Galida. I mentioned he's one of the semifinalists for the Mike Richter Award. I heard Mike is in the building tonight, taking this one in. Long-time NHL goaltender. The Rangers turning with it is Malott, back to the point. He gets it back. Now it's Caldas. Caldas, a wrist shot, pad save. That one's covered up by Ferland.
Well, they have the Stanley Cup here tonight, so Richter's probably over reacquainting himself with it.
Shot coming from the point. A little bit of traffic in front. Made it tougher for Ferland to see that.
Well, you can see that he's crouched down, looking, trying to find that puck. So if you're a shooter, you want to be thinking top shelf based on the fact that he's got to get so low.
Offensive zone draw coming up, and Matthew Nuttall is all the way over in front of the left, top of the left circle. Looking for a quick shot, comes free, and is dumped in by Heiskanen anyway. And now it's Princeton breaking his center. Germain near side for Becker. He'll fire it off the end wall all the way around. Grabowski plays it there, keeps it in the zone. Moved out by Nuttall once more behind Barron. This will be icing here on the Big Red as Nelson does his job to stay in front. And he'll send the draw all the way back down the ice.
Well, Barron was ready for that puck. Unfortunately, Nuttall just put it in behind him instead of on his stick.
Offensive zone draw here for Princeton. See if they can create some offense out of that. It's Cressy to take it up against Yates. Push back to the point. Shot off the base of the net from Tevis. And again, that time Galida didn't see it. Behind the Cornell goal. Played along there for Nuttall. And now Heiskanen. Heiskanen chopping up the wall past Barron. No icing here. Tom back to play. Matthew Tom, freshman from Oakville, Ontario. Worked far side, now up the wall. Into the zone, Kuffner. Trying to make a move on Smith. Thrown in front, steered wide of goal there by Cressy. And now we're going to get a man in the crease here. Going to draw a whistle, and we will take a break. 1-0 Cornell leads. 13:38 to go in the second period. Mike Schaefer, 9-0-1 this year, Dan, in Ivy League play. The first time that he has done that at Cornell since his very first year back in 95, 96.
Well, he's an excellent coach, and I was talking to him. He said he likes this year's team. Winning is fun, but his team listens, and they come ready to work. And to me, that's a sign of not only an excellent coaching staff, but good team leadership. And preparation, working hard, and depth is the strength of this team. But you should see them in practice. They go for about 35 minutes, and the pace is real fast, real strong. Everything is crisp, and then that's it. But he was having a lot of fun out there on the ice yesterday.
Vanderlyn picking up a loose puck, walking it in. It was blocked in the end by the defenseman to Patic. And now it's one-handed up the ice by Robinson. Played into the zone by Joey Fallon. Just 1 point on the year for the West Islip native. Gathered back in and shot in by Patic. Let it run to the point where it's fed deep by Reed Yoakum, freshman from Point Robinson, Ontario. Nuttall will wrap it off the far wall. Shot coming, saved by Galida. Was in good position to stop that try from Yoakum. Now Angelo to center, just absorbs a hit. Mullen will play it across for Locke. Locke, drop pass. Mullen, slot, shot, saved by Ferland. And it's loose behind him, no whistle. There's still no whistle. And there was a big old pileup on the Princeton crease. I guess the referee on the far side could still see the puck because he never blew it.
No, that's C.J. Hannafin who played for me at RPI, but they were looking for the puck. You could tell Ferland didn't know where it was. Might have squeaked through somewhere, but he was right there. The referee was right there to see it.
As we see Ferland there. Was at the bottom of that pile. We'll draw things up in the Princeton zone. Another look at the shot, and then the shot there. Ferland thinks he has it, and luckily for him, his defenseman realized the situation and able to back him up on the play.
He was wide open in the slot there too, man, oh man.
And now Ritchie, stick handling, pulls it back, takes a wrist shot with a tight angle over the top. Gathered in by Green. Alex Green, freshman from Chicago, lost it in the end, gave it away in the slot, tip far side, one-timer to save by Galida. He robbed his man on the back door. That was the defenseman, Captain Grabowski, sneaking in on the back door. Galida was in perfect position to make that save.
That was a great save.
There's now a snap stick there. Cornell trying to take advantage. Fiegel down low. Tigers are playing with a man without a stick. That's Matt Nelson, the defenseman. Another hit thrown, that time by Malott on Cressy. As Grabowski wings it in. Much needed change for the Tigers here, including Nelson, who didn't have a stick. Now Smith. Fed along there. Nice catch by Sterrett. Sterrett in to save. Rebound in front. And it's pushed wide. Loose at the side of the cage. There's broken sticks everywhere. And a much needed whistle for just about everyone here. 11:18 to go in this second period. 1-0 Cornell, but looking for more. Take a look at Big Red moving into the zone once again. Sterrett with a great move there. Looked like Malott had a chance at a rebound as well, but there's too many bodies in front of the goal.
Yeah, and the Princeton guys riding shotgun. Cressy there just getting on top of Malott. And they're having a few words with Malott because he was throwing the body around out there. And brings me back, I tell you what. Angelo put a nice hit on the Princeton forward, Fallon.
Is going to sort something out here. Not sure what the discussion is about. The referees will head over to the box. And a whole yard sale out there. Cornell almost literally knocking on the Princeton door of the goal. They're actually going to look at this here as to see whether or not the puck crossed.
No, they're going to go in behind. There's a camera set up and video replay in behind Princeton's goal over by the referee's room, and that's where they'll go take a look at this. Obviously, they might want to see whether or not the puck crossed the line. Yeah,
Dan, there's a big pileup, though. What do you think they're looking for as far as if that puck crossed? It didn't look like it from here, but they'll have a better look from the top-down angle, especially.
Yes, they will, and that's what they're looking at right now. They've got a camera that's directly on top of each net, not on the net, but up in the rafters.
Right, and that'll give a good line to see. Although there were so many bodies, you have to obviously have conclusive evidence to that puck ever going in, and looked like Tevis was along the goal line there, helping out his goaltender playing second goalie in case that one got close. And in the end, it looked like the puck ended up on the back of the net. So I don't think it was that close, and it was a quick replay.
Yeah, that was on the outside of the net.
So quick review. No goal, and we'll draw things up in the Princeton end. But Cornell looking for a second, and they've gotten close on a couple of occasions here.
If anything, I'd have been looking at the earlier scrum in front of the net.
Tie up off the draw. Tigers come away with it. Grande in, fired off the end boards. Nice heavy hop, it's in the goal! And we're tied. Liam Grande, gonna get credit for this one, his 4th of the year.
Well, I think that went off a Cornell skate as well, and nobody knew where the heck that puck was. It came off the backboard real quick, simple play. You know, it doesn't have to be fancy. They just get it deep, comes off the board, throws it at the net.
That hit off Grande's stick. Not sure exactly who was trying to put it on goal, but in the end, you're right, it hit a Cornell skate. And 2 goals in this game, 2 bounces really, and we're all tied up.
I think that was Nuttall's skate, number 5 for Cornell, the defenseman that might have redirected that into the net.
Center ice draw. As McCray will ring it in. Vanderlyn throws a hit on Tom, picked up there by Tevis. Tigers look to break to center. Hollisey into the zone, pulls it back, takes a shot, blocked by Smith. That'll deflect out of play. As we get another look, Dan, at that deflection off a skate. And it's been 2 skate deflections that have resulted in goals in this game. Of course, the one was finished off by Yates. And this one just went in on its own. That came off the end wall very hard. I think it surprised everyone, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it goes off two pairs of skates. Only difference is it goes off Cornell's skate into the net, and it went off 2 sets of skates earlier, and Yates put it in.
Couple of 11s drawn up here. Ritchie and Betts, and now Ritchie will not. It'll be Kuffner as he is tossed from the face-off circle. Clean win for Cornell. Green will ring it out far side. It comes down off the dasher, all the way down the ice. They'll say it was deflected, so no icing here. Princeton will have to play. To Padich. Big hit by a router onto Padich. Tigers will try the far side. They get it as far as center. Cornell takes over again, but we are all knotted at 1. This will be icing here on Cornell. 10:26 left. It could be something so small as a bounce like that. Just get the puck deep and good things happen. That's what you saw there, throwing it off the end boards.
That's all. And you know what? Princeton's not a usual dump and chase team. They're more of a kick the puck to the outside as they attack the offensive blue line, gaining some speed through the neutral zone and then attacking the net.
You think they'll take a dirty goal, though?
Oh, definitely.
Face-off coming up. Galida, I don't know if he knew where that puck was off the end boards, just kind of sat in the circle. Ended up going in. Green runs into Verano. And now taken away. Here's Betts. Off the boards. Grabowski dumps it back in. Galida off for Green. Not a lot of life off the glass, but certainly some off the boards there, especially the lower portion.
Yeah, you hit it. You shoot the puck off the yellow. It's gonna ricochet pretty good, but above the yellow, it's pretty dead.
We will go to break here. We're tied at 1. Here you're watching ECAC hockey semifinal action on 11 Sports. Center ice draw here halfway through this one. First of our two semifinals. ECAC Hockey 2018 championships from Lake Placid. Princeton has tied things up here in the second period against the Big Red. Number 2 in the country in the polls. Number 1 seed thrown in front. What a glove stop by Galida. He absolutely robs Joey Fallon in the slot.
Cornell starting to puck watch a little bit, which is uncharacteristic of them. Leaving a guy wide open in front of the net like that. It's going to cost you in the long run.
He just snuck in, it looks like. Nice job kicking it to his tape of his stick.
Well, that's what they like to do. They like to get to that slot. They like to get the puck in that slot. They're real strong on their sticks in the slot area. And you have to be aware of that. And if you're playing off your check a little bit, they're going to get opportunities.
When you have a goalie like Galata, you can afford to make a mistake or two and not have it cost you. That's what he did. He was able to bail everybody out there. Angelo can't clear, hit along the wall. Ritchie, some room for Tom. He'll fire on goal, redirected by Kuffner. Now another centering pass deflected over the top. Vanderlyn wrapped up there. Joining the play with the big hit was Ritchie. Nice move by Caldas. Has the hands of a forward from the blue line. Yanni Caldas in. He'll shoot it around. Picked up by Vanderlyn. Mitch Vanderlyn trying to walk it out in front. Loose puck tipped away. Lobbed high into the corner. Behind it goes for Tevis. Tigers look to break. Slowed up through the neutral zone. Now moved in by Verano. Brendan Smith back to grab it. 8:40 to go in the second. Angelo. A little lackadaisical on the puck. Lost it there. Regained, however, by the Big Red. Angelo in. His dump in was blocked down. To Padage, outlet pass off the stick of Germain. McRae with a wheeling backhand, doesn't go anywhere. Now Germain, a shot that goes wide. Gathered in by Malott. Jeff Malott, sophomore from Burlington, Ontario. Turns on the Jets. Malott into the zone, lost the handle. Kept in by Fiegel. Shot off the wall by Yoakum. And the Tigers are going to have a chance to clear here. To Padage through center. No one hit Fiegel as well. Now Malott back in. Pried away from him. And sent down ice. Doesn't have the legs for icing. No. Heiskanen back to grab it for Cornell. Dan, 7:43 to go in the second, a 1-1 game. Tipped in. Wrapped up and taken down. Betza's shot hit Router. A go behind to the far corner. Router once more. Indirect for Heiskanen. Couldn't handle it. It was up on edge. Forced to center by the Tigers. Green. Near side from Mullen. Grabowski trying to steal it away. Loose in front. Tipped wide. Might have hit the body of Router. I don't think he got his stick on it, but nearly went in anyway as another big hit is thrown in the corner by Tristan Mullen. And certainly the physical battle so far tonight's been won by Cornell.
Yeah, they're looking to wear them down, and Princeton likes to move their feet. That's part of their identity.
Policy, all he can do is tip it into the zone. Caldas takes over there. Yates has the lone Cornell goal. On for Caldas. 3-on-3 as they hit the line. Caldas will pull up. Tried a sneaky little backhand that didn't work. And now it's flipped back out. McRae will gather. On for Yates. Yates across. Off the stick of Caldas. He'll go off for a change. Vanderlyn just off the bench. Will start things up on the attack. He gets hammered into the corner wall by Tom. Locke trying to pick away at the puck, and he finally gets it out of there. Locke to the point. Kind of ran out of room. Then he got a screen from Smith. Locke all the way in. Those aren't legal. Smith, the wrist shot. That one's blocked down. Now a chance to break. Here goes Robinson. Score!
What a play. And it starts in the defensive zone with a blocked shot. Great opportunity for Cornell. And off their defensive play comes an offensive opportunity. And if you want a guy on the breakaway, Robinson's the guy.
16th goal of the year for Eric Robinson, one of the Princeton co-captains, a senior from Belmar, New Jersey. He's just given the Tigers the lead.
Well, he had a short-handed goal against Union, which kind of sealed their fate. But tell you what, when he's in alone one-on-one with the goaltender, he's got some magic hands.
Face-off here, Tigers with their first lead of the night. Under 6 to go in period number 2. For all the possession Cornell has had, they now find themselves down here. It's Bo Sterrett. Good backhand find. It's Caldas up ice. Caldas in, a wrister, blocker saved by Ferland. Kuffner out to center. Trying to walk away with it was Verano, but that was broken up nicely. Lobbed into the zone by Sterrett. And now across forward to Patic. For Ritchie. Too far for Verano. Falling down was Green. Nuttall helps him out. And now Rauter off the wall. Too far out in front of Mullen. Grande. Wildly through the neutral zone. Rauter had it for a second. Now Betts a shot saved by Ferland. Knocked out of the air, kept in his zone. Betts wheeling and busting the blade of his stick. He'll have to go back and get a new one, as Cornell will backtrack to their own zone. Nuttall ahead for Yates. Has to deal with the broken shaft of a stick. Takes a shot, and a right pad save is made by Ferland.
Nice quick release by Yates. I don't know if Ferland was expecting that, but he had his glove in the right spot.
Tipped into the zone by the Tigers, Germain. Heiskanen to grab it for Cornell. Good hit along the wall, but Donaldson gets it deep. And now Fallon. On for Nelson. Now back behind the goal, Grabowski. Paganelli down the middle of the ice. Good play by Fallon. Good strong work on the puck. He'll backhand it towards goal. Stick save made by Galita. The rebound just popped out in front, but Angelo was the only one there. Moves it out to center ice.
That goal by Robinson has somewhat energized this Princeton team.
Icing here, 3:50 to go in period number 2. And we'll stay right here as it's a 2-1 Princeton lead. Shot 17-11. Still Cornell the advantage, but Tigers taking advantage of the few opportunities they have, and they buried them.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they're a real patient team, and they don't get frustrated if they don't get too many opportunities because they know they can score goals.
Face-off, tap back, and we get a big red centerman toss from the dot here, I believe. I believe that's what's going on, as they'll reset the draw. Tigers with the lead, trying to hold on, trying to keep that lead into the second intermission. It'll be big to them going on to try and win this one. Cornell on the attack here. The offensive zone draw, Locke at it with Verano. Make that Keenan rather. He won the faceoff. Vanderlyn for Caldas. Lobbing it down the middle. Poked at by Angelo, trying to beat Tevez to it. They both go into the corner. Tevez ends up winning the puck. Now Caldas again. Middle of the ice. Awkward handle for Heiskanen, but Caldas back to help out defensively, and he does a nice job to just ward off the forecheck pressure. Vanderlyn back in. Trying to walk it in. His stick was lifted there by Kuffner.
Nice job by Hallisey there.
Hallisey,
getting back.
rather,
Yeah.
right.
Nice job by Hallisey getting back, putting some backside pressure on.
Tom to start the breakout for Princeton. Under 3 to go in the period. In no hurry, leading 2-1. They'll start the breakout near side. Chipped into the zone by Hallisey. On goal by Galita. Nobody around, so he'll just hand it off to Heiskanen. Up the glass. Malott chipped it there. Tigers take over again. To Patic. Stick handling across the red line. He'll dump it in. Galita stops it there. Malott turns back behind the goal. Heiskanen clears to center. Now here's Betts. Betts on the move. Gets knocked down in the corner. Gets back on the puck, however. It'll be Kufner to pick it up far side. Gathered in by Tepadic. At the 2-minute mark in the period. Is falling down there. A couple of players in the neutral zone. Mullen has it. Mullen trying to make a move. Somehow finds the puck again. He's been double teamed down there. And now Rauter. Alex Rauter trying to feed it back to the point. Was broken up nicely. Now back come the Tigers. Verano trying to jump on it. Has Kufner trailing. Finds him. Drop pass for Germain. Right out in front. And Galida had to sweep it away with the goalie stick. At the half wall now. Cornell to Mullen. He's tied up and stolen back away by the Tigers to shoot it in. Now it hits off one of those stanchions, comes to the side of the goal, almost at the post off that dump in. Grabowski, puck pops to center. Becker will dump it back in on the backhand. 2-1 Princeton as we approach a minute to go in the period. Smith, good connection to Donaldson. And now Yates. Yates in the corner. Trying to find a handle on the puck. Being watched by Grabowski, takes a shot that was blocked. And now Donaldson tries to step past Nelson. Does a nice job staying with him, then Nelson roughs him up. Work behind the cage. Cressy. 38 to go in the period, just lobbed down the middle. No real intended target there, just trying to alleviate some pressure. Now Locke's pass is broken up. Grabowski trying to find Halsey. Halsey on a breakaway. Saved by Galida. And a little extra work after the whistle as the Big Red upset there with the second man in. I think that was Cressy. But a big time stop there. Could have been 3-1.
Yes, that's good opportunity by Halsey here. He's coming off the bench. Real opportunistic. I mean, Cornell's got to be very careful. That's the second time they've turned it over at the offensive blue line with nobody back. They got to get that puck deep and work it low. Stick to their game plan, and that's what got them here in the first place. I mean, they've been real consistent doing that all season long.
Remember that stop by Galida. If Cornell's able to come back in this one, could very easily be 3-1 headed to the second intermission. As now Cressy gets tossed from the dot, forcing Robinson in, and the Big Red win it. Smith is being pestered there by Halsey. Gets it to center anyway. Here's Locke into the zone. Great back check by Robinson. Wrapped up along the wall. Cressy can't find it. Vanderland can. Smith. Shot was blocked. And that will sound the end of period number 2. 2 goals by the Tigers here in the frame. Have the underdogs in front after 40 minutes of play, and really got to credit a lot of the Tigers there on their pushback in that second period.
No question. Right at the end of the play there, Matthew Tom, the defenseman for Princeton, is going to be taking a 2-minute cross-checking penalty. So Princeton will start the third period shorthanded. And that goal by Robinson on the breakaway that put them ahead 2-1 for Princeton. That ties the record for the most goals in a season by Princeton at 125. For
the team, yeah, it's a high-powered offense, and not necessarily coming across in this one against this tough defensive team, Cornell, but they're jumping on those opportunities that they have had. And Cornell now down 2-1. They haven't been in this situation a whole lot this year. What do you look to see from them?
Well, I mean, they're going to have to make a big push here when they come out to start the third period. And of course, like I say, they're going to have the opportunity to go on the power play, and that's what you want. You got fresh ice out there, and Princeton is going to have to build momentum off that if they kill it.
Absolutely, and Princeton with that lead, and we have Princeton captain Eric Robinson here, the goal scorer in that second period, helping the Tigers to a 2-1 lead. Eric, a big bounce back period for you guys after going down 1-0 after 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we had a bit of jitters there, maybe a bit of nerves in the first, kind of taking it all in, but took that out of us in between periods, and obviously came out a lot stronger there in the second.
Now on the breakaway there, is that a patent move, or is that what he was giving you and you look elsewhere and put it there?
Yeah, I've had a few this year where I like to try and get a quick shot off. So I like to say it's my go-to move. Keep my speed as much as possible and try and catch a goalie off guard there with a quick shot.
After that goal, you went and back-checked a bit there, Eric. Is that why you're winded right now?
Yeah, last shift took a bit out of me there.
Awesome. Eric, thanks so much for joining us between periods.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That was Eric Robinson, captain, one of the co-captains for the Princeton Tigers, picking up his 15th goal on the year, 16th goal, excuse me, in that second period. It's 2-1 Tigers after 2. You're watching ECAC hockey semifinal action on 11 Sports. Welcome back live inside Herb Brooks Arena. We're through 2 periods of play where Princeton now leads Cornell 2-1. A couple of goals for the Tigers in that second period. Took a look at the stats through 2. And Cornell still with the advantage in shots, but power plays even, of course, 1 apiece. They'll have another one, Cornell will, to start off the third. But you know, that's what you expect from a game like this, pretty much even down the board.
Yeah, pretty much even down the board. 1 bounce is the difference in this hockey game right now.
Block shots playing a factor, getting in front of pucks a little bit there, both teams are, but you know, those things seem to kind of even themselves out.
Well, the 1 block shot for Princeton ended up being a beauty because that's what sprung Robinson on the breakaway, and I think it was Hallisey that made that block. And you know, it's apparent that good defense leads to a solid offense.
Absolutely. We'll be back in just a moment. Check out some highlights from our second period. You're watching Princeton and Cornell, ECAC hockey on 11 Sports. Yep, get Galida. Yeah. The pile-ups. There's the goal, first goal. Yep. Goal, chance, block shot, out to the breakaway. Yep, he laid it down. Between periods here, Cornell and Princeton. Take a look at some of the highlights from our second period. Tigers pushing back in the second. Needed a save there from Ryan Ferland to get things started, but then the offense.
These are those two bounces that go off the skates and end up in the back of the net. Here's another one. Going to the back, out front. Another great save there by Galata. And there's the block shot that's going to send Robinson on a breakaway. And as he said, he just takes this, shows like he's going to deke and takes a quick shot and goes blocker side.
You can see the excitement there from the Tigers after that go-ahead goal. A chance to speak there with Robinson between periods. We'll be back once more. Third period coming up in just a bit. You're watching ECAC Hockey semifinals on 11 Sports.
Hockey is Jack Wallace's first love. The New Jersey native's passion for the game is as obvious as his natural talent. But when he was just 10 years old, Wallace's path in the sport and journey in life were significantly altered. During a family vacation on Lake George, Wallace was involved in a boating accident. He lost most of his right leg.
When I got hurt, obviously there's so many things going through your head, but one of the only things I really wanted to do was keep playing hockey.
The road to getting back on the ice was not an easy one. Wallace spent nearly 2 months in the hospital, undergoing several operations. However, through the entire process, Wallace has somehow managed to keep everything in perspective.
Obviously, losing a leg is difficult and traumatic, and you gotta pretty much relearn how to do everything in your life, but the opportunities that it's actually opened up for me, you never know. And it's really just about, dealing with what you got and making the best of it.
Wallace has done just that. He discovered sled hockey and has become one of the best players in the country. In 2014, he made the U.S. National Development Sled Hockey Team, which led Wallace to playing in the World Championships. However, he is anything but an overnight success. It came after months and months of hard work and dedication to a sport that was part of him, yet wasn't the same as before.
The biggest difference is really your arms are your legs and your arms are your arms. So you have to skate with your arms and stick handle and shoot the puck with your arms.
The grueling grind paid off. Wallace earned a spot on the U.S. team that will compete in the 2018 Paralympic Games in South Korea.
It's one of the greatest feelings you can ever have, just to be able to put on those letters and represent at such a high level, There really isn't anything like it.
Wallace, who can play both forward and defense, is 19 years old, making him one of the youngest players on a veteran-rich and talent-laden team. But when it comes to playing sled hockey for Team USA, nobody brings up age, nor the type of disability a person has.
We just think of ourselves, all the guys that play, as just athletes. Everyone has their own struggles, everyone goes through their own issues, and it's just about how you get through it.
Wallace is mature beyond his years and an inspiration to others. When approached by parents who have kids dealing with hardships of their own, Wallace is more than happy to offer support.
That's always a really humbling moment when you get to affect someone else's life in a positive way. That's always an amazing feeling.
The feeling when Wallace takes the ice in the Paralympics will be something few people ever experience. And he'll just have one thing in mind when Team USA takes on the world.
Just to win the gold in itself, it's such an unfathomable thing to think that you can be a part of.
Third period about to get underway here from 1980 rink, Herb Brooks Arena. Cornell fans and Princeton fans get a chance to sing along with the band a little bit as we get set for the third period. Be a full 2-minute power play here for Cornell, down a goal in a big spot in this game for the Tigers trying to hold on.
Yeah, they're going to try to build some momentum off this kill, and Cornell's going to look to do the opposite, try to build some momentum off the goal if they can get one here.
Router down low for Donaldson. Hops in the air. Angelo back to the blue line for McCray. Now Angelo again. Just the 6th time this year Cornell has gone to the third period trailing. They've come back to win once. Also tied a game in there. 1-3-1, of course. The record is McCray. Into the slot for Angelo. Swept away. Cornell got a little bit too close together there in the offensive zone of the power play.
Well, if you're that close together, you got to put the pass on the tape, because one bad pass on a power play, Princeton's going to take a jump on that, and that's exactly what happened.
Back into the zone now. Shot coming, hammered wide from Barron. Now Green, second unit out there now for Cornell. Halfway through the man advantage. Minute into the third. Up top now, Green holding. Alex Green, 2 goals on the year, worked down low, and coming up with a glove stop is the right-hand catch of Ferland.
Well, as you can see, Princeton's being real patient. They're just staying tight within the dots, within the face-off dots, and letting Cornell move it on the outside where all that extra space is.
Shots were 8-7 Princeton in that second period, 17-12 Cornell overall. And of course, the Big Red will look to add to their shot total here in this power play as we get another errant draw. We'll do it again. It'll be Morgan Barron to take the face-off for Cornell. He wins it back to the line and out of the zone. He's up against Becker. Now Caldas. Barron stops at the point. Barron down low. Finding Locke. They play catch along the wall. Green again at the blue line. Wrist shot through traffic was blocked down. Grabowski trying to chip up the wall, kept in by Locke. Mullen down low. Nice handoff there. Gathered in by Locke again. Saucer pass to McCray just off the bench. Shot coming. Glove stop by Ferland. He got that right arm just in time to Rob Caldas.
He saw that puck all the way. And a great play by Cornell down low to kick it up top. He was expecting a shot here, and just a nice little play in the backhand pass, and Ferland is there.
That was McCray, knew exactly where his defensive partner was. Found him with a perfect pass. Ferland just that much better. 4 seconds to go on the power play. Clean draw here, although Smith threw it into a skate. Out of the box now, penalty over. Puck still in the zone. McCray just whacks it into the corner. Out to the line, McCray keeps it in again. Tom behind for Teves, and now Robinson will try and swipe it out of the zone. That doesn't work. Back behind the goal it goes. Tom. More pressure from Cornell as Angelo throws a hit. McCray pinching. But stealing is Cressy. He'll try the quick outlet pass. It's behind Robinson, and they wave off the icing. A little bit indecisive from the linesman on the call. They say the Big Red could have gotten there. And so we play on. Early here, third period action. Princeton leading 2-1. They trailed 1-0 after one. Now all by himself is Green into the zone. Shot was blocked by the leg of Yoakum. Now he has it again. Reed Yoakum. That one will hop out of play. We get a stoppage here. 17:01 to go third period. And Cornell, as I mentioned, not usually the team trailing or chasing here. In this case, they are here in the semifinals.
Yeah, that's a tough game to play. You know, playing from behind. Because the more this period goes on, the deeper we get into the third period, the more they're going to have to open up, which might leave them liable on the defensive side.
That's what we saw back when these teams met earlier in the year. Game got away from Princeton. They were the ones who had to open up, and Cornell was able to jump out for a big win. And here it is, the Tigers in the lead. Trying to make it to Wow Knight's final. Sterrett in the corner, gloves it down. Turns towards the blue line, poked away from him, Ritchie. Sterrett using that body position to shield him off the puck. Right up the wall for Jared Fiegel. And now Green, still plenty of time. No rush yet from the Big Red.
No, they're playing a patient game as well. Can't open it up at this point. Princeton, they'll take advantage of it.
Here's Kuffner trying to catch the Big Red on a break there. That pass was off the mark for Rauter. But Betts will pick it up now in his own end. Bottled up nicely that time by Paganelli. Puck comes free to Nuttall. It'll be Matthew Nuttall, the junior from Marilla, New York, to move it to center ice. Mullen pulls up top of the zone. He's being pestered there by Nelson. Now Heiskanen on the move, on his backhand, into the circle. Trying to drop it off, nobody home. Couple of tie-ups and the puck comes free for the Tigers. And Keenan will move it in. Now Barron, touch pass. Finding Donaldson, 2-on-2 to the Princeton line. Here's Yates, pulls it back, takes the shot, saved by Ferland, didn't hold it. Yates again turns and shoots, hit his shin pad. And luckily for Big Red, the Big Red McCray was back there, or else Teves would have been off for another breakaway.
I like that idea of Yates trying to take that shot using a defenseman as a screen.
One-handed along, but stolen away. Fed across the Princeton blue line, gathered in by the Tigers. Now a pass from Robinson hit the stick of Angelo, and Ferland will cover. He didn't want to see anything else happen there. 15:03 to go in the third. 2-1 Princeton. Cornell still leads in shots, 21-14, but they haven't really tested Ferland other than maybe some shots from distance in this period.
No, they got to get back to that puck possession game, create some offense.
Well, there's a shot from the blue line that Ferland didn't quite handle. Again, that glove. He's gotten on a few shots, but other than the one he snapped up, he's been leaving rebounds. Angelo keeps it in at the line. Now right back into the zone. Here come the Tigers, trickling in on goal. Fed away by McCray. He'll shoot it off the glass, comes free to the slot, and that one goes wide. That's that stanchion coming into play again on the far side. Hollisey across. Fed down low by Yoakum. First one to it, Smith. He'll backhand it along. Grabowski fires one high and wide. It'll come all the way free where it is kept in nicely by Grande. Credited with the first Princeton goal was Liam Grande, just his 4th of the year. Got the Tigers going in this one. Then it was Robinson on the breakaway. Germain, cross ice feed, hit Grabowski. Big Red will gather in again. Under 14 to go in the third. As it'll be fed wide of goal, no icing here. And near giveaway in the offensive zone, forced there by Sterrett. Sterrett pulls it back, takes the shot, deflected. Actually hit a couple of bodies on its way in, but never got to goal. Back come the Tigers. Chipped in deep, and we get a whistle here. And an icing will send the draw back down to the other end. And a chance here maybe for Cornell. Some tired Tigers skaters out there in the third period. We'll see if Princeton uses its timeout here. This is an opportunity when you see a lot of coaches do that.
Yeah. He was thinking about it. He got up on the bench, but I think he's just going to play through here. As they've got Creasy coming back out for the draw.
Jackson Cressy, the sophomore from West Vancouver. It's 38 points in 33 games. That's nice to have outside of your top scoring line. Great scoring all the way through this Princeton lineup. As the puck is worked out to center ice, Caldas has it. Tigers trying to get a partial change as Caldas moves it back in. Working his way around Nelson. Nelson falls down. Caldas backhand shot save made by Ferland. And then once again it goes back behind the goal. Tevis. Caldas still on the prowl. He's a defenseman. Now a chance for maybe a 3-on-2. They're onside. Touch pass far side. Shot coming off the back of the net. Good effort that time from Verano. Although from a tight angle. Puck tied up in the corner. Caldas far side. He's been out there for a while. Cornell might have just iced this puck. They have. 12:37 to go in the third. Princeton still up 2-1, and you get those mistakes, those mental mistakes, become a little bit more prevalent when you're tired. When you have tired legs. Yeah, especially when your opponent has the opportunity to change their lineup. Caldas out there just looks like a forward. You know, great play down low, and he almost had himself one on the wraparound. Draw here in the Cornell end. It would be big if the Tigers could win it. Try to set something up offensively. Not their bread and butter. And they don't win it anyway. Moved into the Cornell end, just onside. They'll say Barron kept the line there. Now Donaldson at his own blue line gets tripped up, and now Kuffner has it. Across for Yoakum. He'll ring it in. True hops all the way around the glass. It'll be lifted out to center ice by the Big Red. To Padich. Off the glass to the neutral zone. Yates takes a hit there from Fallon. And then Yoakum moves it back to the Cornell zone. Princeton will be happy with that. The puck 150 feet from their goal. Right back in they come. Takedown in the slot. Princeton fans want to call. Not going to get it here. Shot back in by Padich. A lot of neutralized play. Not a lot of control of the puck so far. As it'll be Paganelli feeding it far side. Shot in by Grabowski wide of goal. 11.5 to go in the third. Cornell down a goal, the top seed in the tournament. Tigers trying to pull an upset here. Trying to get a chance at an automatic bid in the NCAA tournament. That's Princeton's only way in. Nuttall in the corner. Fed down low, be gathered in again by the Tigers. Keenan. Stretch pass by everybody. And this will be icing once more. This time on Princeton. 11:04 left, and what's happening here in this third period?
Well, I think they're just trying to get the puck out, and they're just putting too much mustard on it. We're expecting somebody in the neutral zone to get a stick on it. That's not happening. So, you know, if you're on the offense and you're looking to get the puck into the zone, putting it along the glass the way that these extensions are, you take weird bounces.
You're taking a chance if you don't get the right angle on it. You don't want it to ride the glass, then it could go anywhere. Chipped up the wall by Malott. Now kicked out to center ice. Here's Green. Down the middle, off the stick of Fiegel. The Tigers just lob it in the air to center. No one knows where it is. Except for Malott. And it poked away from him by Cressy. Caldas far side. Good hit over there. Puck comes free to Fiegel. Up the boards for Sterrett. Here's Bo Sterrett into the zone. Drop past Green. Wrist shot coming. He missed it wide. Now Tevis the other way. Finding Robinson. Takes a hit from Green. Penalty coming up here as he was hooked. To the bench goes the netminder Ferland. And now we get a whistle. Why? Princeton fans thought they still had the puck. Regardless, here they'll go on the power play. As we will step aside, be back with you. 10-11 to go. It's 2-1 Princeton on 11 Sports. Freshman Alex Green in the box for hooking, sending Princeton on the power play. Another look at it here, Dan.
Well, he's kind of got his arm wrapped around the top hand, and you'll go to the box every day of the week for that one, but he had an opportunity to tie this game up on the last offensive rush.
Second Princeton power play could be huge. Shot coming, save made. Cressy another try. Save made, flipped on goal and whacked out of the air. Great hand-eye, now a penalty coming up here. It's going to go on Cressy, I believe. And that should put an end to the man advantage. He's going off for hooking. And as quickly as it started, Dan Frigen, the Princeton power play is over.
And that's a good call because he was trying to get that puck out of the zone, and you could see him just get the stick, and it went kind of parallel. So they went parallel and hooked them, and we got a 4-on-4 situation.
We'll play 4-on-4 here for almost a full 2 minutes, minute 47. We're halfway through this third period, so you have Olympic ice sheet and you have 4-on-4 hockey. Who does this favor, Dan?
Boy, both teams are pretty good at this stuff.
A lot of ice out there to work with, and you can see Princeton's Ryan Kuffner has been a little quiet here tonight. On the puck now, with some ice to work. Kuffner fed across Verano. Shot coming, he scores! Max Verano makes it 3-1.
Well, just a simple play by Kuffner. He takes that puck wide into the zone, attacks the zone with speed, does a delay against the boards on his forehand, and finds Verano wide open, and he gets a quick shot away, top shelf. And I'm sure based on some of the saves he's made tonight, Lodge would like to have that back.
17th goal of the year for Verano. The junior from Ottawa, Ontario, makes this a 2-goal game. Cornell seemingly in pretty big trouble.
Well, that was McRae, too, the defenseman of the league this year, playing off his check. And I tell you what, you don't want to give time and space to Max Verano.
It was Kuffner to Verano. Those two have hooked up a number of times this year. And they do it again to create a bit of a cushion as this puck's tipped out of play off the stick of Smith. As we will step aside. 9:27 to go in the third. Princeton's made it 3-1. You're watching ECAC Hockey semifinal action on 11 Sports. Come on. Four on four still for another minute 16. As Cornell now finds itself down a pair. As McRae into the zone. Wraparound try, poked away by Verano. Out to center where Smith will go back and pick it up. Brendan Smith, junior, with 10 points from the blue line for Cornell in just 26 games. As we moved across the blue line, Dan, what do the Tigers have to do to finish off this upset win?
Well, you know what? They're playing to their identity right now. They're a skating team. They like to move their feet and they like to control the puck. You know, they attack the smart way, as you can see. They like to attack wide the offensive blue line and look for guys going to the net right in the slot area, and that's how they've scored their goals tonight.
Cornell will have a brief, very brief power play coming up in about 20 seconds. And that comes out of the box. They moved up ice. Fed wide of goal up into the netting. But we have a stoppage here. Still 4 on 4 for another 8 seconds before Alex Green comes out.
And the other thing they've done is they've really done a good job of creating their offense off of their defensive play. And you saw that on the block shot where it led to Robinson breakaway and a goal. So, I mean, I remember Coach Fogarty telling me that, you know what, hey, we got to play to our identity.
So far they have, and they've been on a hot streak, of course, 6 wins in a row coming in. Trying to add to it here. Centering pass through everybody. Goes free to Malott. And he'll skate out for Cornell. Stops at the half wall. Fed all the way across. I think that hit off a defenseman's stick, so the faceoff will be in the Cornell offensive zone. And they'll have a chance here 5 on 4 to take this faceoff here. Not a lot of time, Dan, but maybe a chance here.
Well, they're going to need a face-off play, which means that you have to execute and win that draw. And that's what they're going to try to do.
Max Verano ties the Princeton record for points in the season with his 54th there on that goal.
And they break the record for the most goals in the season with 126.
Absolutely. Jam try side of the net. Germain to center. Knocked down there by Nuttall. Heiskanen ahead for Vanderlyn. He'll chip it deep. Actually comes in on goal. Ferland fumbled it away. Hasn't hurt them yet. Locke. Stick handling, lost it. So did Nuttall. Vanderlyn jumps on it for the Big Red. Heiskanen throws it into traffic. It was blocked down, and now Robinson out the other way. Robinson towards goal. Nuttall's claiming he's being held up. But we play on. To the point for Nelson. Fed wide of the cage. Malott over to grab it. Has some time and space, under 7 to go. Dan, and what does Cornell have to do in trying to pull their way back in?
Well, I think back to the first period when they had all that puck control and they only came out of that period with 1 goal. So, in my opinion, Princeton has survived that, but they got to get some shots here.
Shot coming, that one deflected in the end, I believe, off of Malott and wide off the wall. Fiegel, he'll take a shot, didn't go anywhere as Kuffner blocked it. And now Kuffner just swatted to the neutral zone, forcing the Big Red to touch up and start over. When does the panic start to set in a little bit for Cornell?
I don't know that you could let the panic set in. I think you have to treat it as a state of urgency.
Probably a better word there then. Here's Betts. Stick handling in his own end. Fed along, and now nice pass for Rauter. Backhand wide on the try by Mullen. Rauter again. And now Mullen. Tipped out to center ice. Who wants it? McCray back to pick it up. Now Yanni Caldas gave it away. Grande all by himself. Drop pass. Shot coming there from Keegan went wide. And now Cornell the other direction. Trying to jump on the Tigers, making a change when they get back in time. And Donaldson had a crack at it there. Played behind by Becker. Grande once more. He'll flip it deep and go off on a change. Galida to play. Wraps up the far side, trying to feed it in front. Comes loose to the circle. Robinson, a tight angle shot and a stick save by Galida. Heiskanen gives it away just outside the zone. We get a stoppage, and we'll be back with the final minutes of this one. Princeton leading 3-1 with 5:06 left. Final 5:06 of this one. Princeton leading by 2. And Dan, when do you look to maybe pull a netminder? 2 minutes with 2-goal lead? Was that what you did?
Yeah, you know what? I think coaches have become a lot more aggressive with that, pulling the goaltender down by 2 than when I was coaching. But in this situation, it certainly wouldn't hurt. But you can look to have Cornell doing face-off plays where they're flying guys out of the zone.
Angelo threw one on goal. Vanderlyn, maybe a chance there as it is poked wide of goal and gathered in again. McCray, tie up, worked out for Locke. Locke waiting. Dropped it off, a shot coming, saved there by Ferland. Vanderlyn again, trying to feed it back to the point. It was stolen away and cleared that time by Halsey, and as it's covered up by Galida. Dan, when you were coaching, what was your strategy?
You know what? I like to get control of the puck, and I would be pulling the goaltender, no question. You know, you try to, like right now, Princeton's going to have to play real solid defensively because they know that there's a push coming from Cornell University, and you know, Galida skates real well, so he can get to that bench pretty quick.
Face-off win forward for Fiegel. He'll chip it deep. Trying to fight through Verano. Threw it all the way through as Green was just out of the reach of that puck. Hit behind the goal by Fiegel on Tom. 3 big red there. Sterrett comes away with it. Bo Sterrett shielding. Hands it off. Caldas all the way to the net. Good poke check in the end. Caldas goes down. Gathered in again by Sterrett. In front and looking for Fiegel on the redirect. Didn't get it. Not sure he saw the pass. A spin move by Bo Sterrett. Takes a shot. Blocker saved by Ferland. Now Malott trying to jam it in. And finally out of the zone by the Tigers. Not enough on it for icing. Well placed by Princeton. 3.5 to go.
And you can see the strategy there from Princeton. They're not they're not panicking whatsoever. They're just a nice soft dump into the neutral zone. Doesn't go the length of the ice, so there's no icing, and they relieve the pressure.
3:18 left. It's tipped in deep by Cornell. Given away behind the net to Rauter. McCray pinching in. Not an option now, but Rauter turns and shoots. And it hit a skate on its way through. Now Smith in deep. All the defensemen are forwards, and all the forwards are defensemen right now for Cornell. As it's flipped towards goal, glove down by Grande. Now off goes Galida with 3 minutes to go, 2:50 left. 6-on-5 hockey with Cornell down by 2. McCray.
Well, this is the pressure and puck possession I was talking about. Cornell's had it in Princeton's zone for a while. Pull the goaltender.
Smith off for Vanderlyn. Some room on the far side. Up top, Vanderlyn a drive, and he hammers it wide. Pops in the air over the top of the net. It was gloved at, but not cleared. Smith again, throws it towards the goal. Plenty of bodies in front. It's going to be tough to fit a shot in, as now it's chipped out to center by Germain.
Well, Cornell has been putting on some pressure here, but Ferland, calm, cool, collected in the net. No panic on this Princeton team whatsoever. Excellent push by Cornell.
Caldas in, lost it. Yates over to help out on Cressy. Now Caldas at the half wall. Hands it off for Yates, and now Donaldson. Fed into the middle. Cressy sweeps it away. Now another pass to the front of the net gets broken up. Nuttall. Caldas. Vanderlyn fanned on the slap shot. Nuttall turns and feeds it on goal. Yates now. Princeton trying to clear. Nuttall settles it down. Back up top. Caldas a wrist shot. That one's blocked out of play. And we have a whistle. 1:30 left. And you can expect more of the same here from Cornell with this 6-on-5 advantage over the final minute and a half.
Yeah, they're pushing hard right now. I don't know if you're going to get a timeout by Coach Schaefer, but this was an excellent play as far as, you know, taking the shot on goal. Even the one that he missed, I thought was a good one.
Line changes all around, trying to sort out the plan. You see all 5 Tigers chatting things up in the low slot area in front of their netminder. What's the plan here, trying to get this puck out of the zone?
Well, they're going to try to win this draw, but I figured there was going to be a timeout on the behalf of Cornell. They just wanted to line up to see the way Princeton was going to line up.
What do you call in a situation like this? You get one of your big shots on the puck, try to get a redirect. There's going to be a lot of traffic in front of the net, of course.
Throw the puck at the net, get bodies in front of the net, and play for the rebound. However, you can't get in too tight because you don't want that rebound to come out by you. So the timing has to be perfect as far as getting to the open space at the same time that the puck gets there.
Remember, Harvard and Clarkson coming up. That's our 7:30 game, the semifinal. Plenty of Clarkson fans you expect not too far away here in Lake Placid, making the trip down from Potsdam.
Oh yeah, it's going to be exciting. They haven't been here, what, in 11 years?
Yeah, 11 years.
Wow. Yeah. So, you know, I know Coach Jones is pretty excited about it. They've had themselves an excellent season. And Harvard now is back, you know, after being the league champion last year.
Speaking of a long time, though, to Princeton, this year they celebrated anniversaries from their 98 and their 08 league championships. It's 2018. They think they're due, right?
Yeah, they are due. Well, if you ask them, they're due.
Exactly. So 1:38 on the clock. Cornell has been without a netminder for about 2 minutes now, over 2 minutes. They pulled their goalie with 2:53 left, Galida, for the extra attacker. So far fruitless, but still time to bury a couple. Sterrett gets tossed from the dot. We'll send Yates, who's a fine face-off man in his own right. In fact, he's the center on this line. And now Ritchie will no longer be taking the face-off either. It's Becker, and it's Cornell who wins it. McCray off the end wall, tipped around. Robinson, backhand clear, down ice, just flopped it into the neutral zone. Cornell back to get it. McCray for Yanni Kaldis. Kaldis in, all the way in. Shot coming, that's blocked. Nice sliding play that time by Tepatic. And now McCray. High slot, Vanderlyn. That one's blocked by the first man, Cressy. They can't clear.
Watch the block shots now for Princeton.
They're coming in a hurry. McCray, 48 seconds to go. Vanderlyn a drive, deflected over the top. Picked up by Sterrett. And Princeton will be fine to just pin this puck in, although it does come free. Poke to center ice. Chance for the icing on the cake, and it's Robinson again, who buries it.
Well, there you go. You talk about good team defense. Robinson gets his stick on it, deflects it to himself, and away he goes to put the icing on the cake for the Princeton Tigers. And I mean, they've just been doing a great job in their own zone, keeping the puck to the outside, and then when the puck gets to the middle, they're blocking the shots.
The first time Robinson had help on the block shot. This time he does it all himself on the defensive end as he picks up his second goal of the game and makes it 4-1, his 17th on the season.
Well, even though Cornell is going to drop this one, they can be assured that they're going to be still going to the regionals, NCAA regionals, based on the fact that they're number 2 in the country. But I've always said you always want that hardware as opposed to relying on that. Hopefully this is a wake-up call. They can regroup. I remember Yale did it.
Yep.
You know, they got beat down in Atlantic City and put a great stretch together where they ended up winning the national championship.
So obviously certainly can be done. It'll be just a Cleary Cup for Cornell, the regular season champs, but it's the Princeton Tigers moving on to tomorrow night's championship game. A big win for Ron Fogarty and Princeton as their hopes are alive for that automatic bid.
Yeah, it is. I mean, 2 great coaches, 2 great teams. Princeton's getting hot at the right time of the year, winning their 7th game in a row, their longest winning streak of the season. They put together a couple of 5-game streaks, but you know what? They're peaking just at the right time.
Yeah, 11-2-1 now are the Tigers. The last portion of the schedule, and they'll have a chance at the winner of tonight's game, where we have Harvard and Clarkson squaring off a couple of high-powered offenses in their own right coming up. As we take a look at the handshake line. Final thought here very quickly.
Well, I tell you what, that's a heck of a game, and they're going to be real happy.
As we will say so long for now from Lake Placid, where Princeton wins 4-1.